Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown and today you're joining me on board good old narrowboat to... Wait a minute, this is a house! Yes, we are in the echoey dining room of my mother's house, so that can mean only one thing. We've got something big that's out to arrive through the post to unbox. And, well, my goodness me, get excited, get ready, take a seat as we're about to unbox a portable camping toilet. What? What is going on in my life? This is outrageous. Right, let's get to it. You may have just seen the door open up behind me. I want to just point out that that was the cat coming through, not some sort of terrifying haunting. Right then, let's get to business. I thought we would take a minute to have a slightly sped up actual unboxing section before the closer look, just so that you can get the general idea of how these things come packaged up. You can see from Amazon this came in a slightly bigger box there, but the box itself isn't actually as big as you think somehow, or certainly not as big as I think. And you can see here that we have got the Thetford cassette Porta Potti Qube 365 toilet here that we're unboxing. And basically I've bought this to really just have a spare top part, but the bottom storage tank is what I'm really interested in, as I live on a small boat and I've got two of these storage tanks on board with one of the toilet tops already. So for me it's very handy to have a third toilet tank, even though the emptying points on the canal aren't too far apart. I just like to know that I've got enough capacity if anything happens, like blocks in the canal or anything, to stop me getting to these places in a hurry. Anyway, let's have a closer look. So if we have a look what we basically get some little samplers of the toilet fluid. One that goes in the top tank, which is all stored in that top part to use with the flush, and the other which goes in the bottom tank where all of the unpleasant stuff is stored until you empty it out. We've got these two lids. This one goes up on the top tank after you've filled that with water and the rinse, and also this bigger one which goes on the bottom as you definitely want that on to keep the bottom storage tank as safely, tightly sealed as you possibly can. So if we have a closer look now that it's all set up, and we'll pretend that it's all filled with water in the appropriate levels. So you've got the top lid, which is just what you expect. Then you've got the toilet seat part, which again, yes, it really does have a proper moving toilet seat. Then here is obviously where things happen. You've got this little lever at the front which you open, which pulls that across. I'm not sure if you could tell that that went from a black sort of layer across the bottom there to just the open darkness of the tank below. But basically that's sort of the flush mechanism. But then the actual flush mechanism itself, when this is all filled with water, it sort of collects in this top tank around the bowl area. You literally lift up this piston and that will pump water and the mixture to rinse it away down through this, and then that sort of spreads around and goes into the bottom tank. If we spin this around now, then you will see we have got basically the top tank and the bottom tank just slot together as simply as you would expect. And you've got a handle on the bottom tank for when it's detached, but you just have this very simple mechanism here. You pull that across and then can lift the top off. So the bottom section itself is nice and simple. It's just one sealed tank. You don't want anything going wrong with this part, so you keep the flush thing all locked in and that clips into place behind there, so that won't accidentally open up if you're transporting this around. Then equally, the other important part is this section here. Now this twists out, so you can put that to the appropriate angle, take that end off there, and then basically lift it up and tip it out into wherever suitable facilities you're tipping this out into. The other detail is to add that it's also got this button here that just lets a little bit of air in as you're letting everything flow out, so that it doesn't get a terrible glugging effect, basically. That's the only way I can word it, really, but it doesn't bear thinking about too much. I'll definitely tell you that much. So yeah, that's been a very quick look at the Thetford Porta Potti Qube 365 cassette toilet. This is going to be joining the other two storage tanks and one top part that I have on my little narrowboat. So that's a good capacity that I've got there. If I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I'm not going to have to quickly make any little emergency boat trips, hopefully. But hopefully that's proved useful or interesting. Maybe it hasn't, maybe it's been disgusting. But until the next time, please do consider checking out my other videos for loads more, well, general boat life videos. Some practical like this, some more just enjoying the scenery and more pleasant things about boat life. Feel free, as always, to check out my short boat life books too. You'll find links to those and loads more stuff in the description below. Until the next time though, keep it toilet worthy, keep it boat worthy, and of course, farewell.